The reason why a significant number of people who have been oppressed and have been victims of narcissistic abuse or any relational abuse sometimes wonder whether they themselves are narcissists is because of this right here. So you have a perpetrator never apologizing and inflicting harm, but they make you submit by apologizing to them even when maybe you didn't do anything wrong. And then having the awareness that in the moment that you have power, you have internalized the perpetrator, the authority figure's tyranny. In this commenter's case, she found herself doing it to her younger siblings, but this happens all the time in leadership. The moment you get power, the moment you're given a little bit of privilege, sometimes it really doesn't take much. You don't need to win the lottery or get a 100% increase in your salary. It really doesn't take much for the ego, the festered trauma, to unleash out of control and take over, extinguish your best intentions. Just like you have to experience dark to understand light, to understand power, you need to experience oppression and privilege too. You need to have been the follower or being at the bottom of the hierarchy, and then suddenly you need to experience privilege. So typically this happens for a lot of people when they progress in their career and get into leadership positions. When you start managing people, you start managing significant projects because of the level of responsibilities, increasing your income, whether that's your revenue as a business owner. Like some of our social elegance training clients, let's say you double your salary, that's when you get to meet the true you. Some people experience this in parenthood, but let's face it, most parents don't want to be self-aware and don't want to take accountability. And the difference between work and parenting is that at work, you have social pressure and financial too, that you need to get better. Otherwise, huge consequences. Whereas being a socially inelegant tyrant as a parent has no significant consequences. Unless it gets really, really bad. But for that to get really, really bad, it has to become criminal. And even then, the government doesn't want to take responsibility for some parents' kids. All relationships are about power and privilege. Your personality, who you believe you are, your identity, all of that is tied to the role you had to play in the power hierarchy. None of what you think is you is actually you. Very few aspects of you that you believe it's you is actually you when you start to decondition. On this journey, you'll be very surprised who you end up becoming. Typically, a lot of women believe they're not good leaders or they're not cut out for this, they're not good with people. All of that is also conditioning too. This is not something you can automatically learn without learning. So if you've never taken a math class and you fail a math exam, that doesn't mean you're bad at math. You also can't learn math once or twice or even for a month and become an expert. Patience is key because learning social intelligence is just like that too.